What's up, everybody? My name's Kaleb Bales. I'm one of the worship leaders at Edgewood Baptist Church, and I'm excited to be at Music Central today talking about the awesome Nord Stage 3. This is their flagship model, and it has every bell and whistle you could possibly want in a keyboard. It literally does everything, and then more on top of that. So you just heard me play a snippet of Coldplay. I played that because I'm not really a keyboard player. I'm actually just like a guy who likes to make cool sounds, and that's a band I like, so you got to taste some of that. But let me show you what I was just doing with the Nord. So the Nord is laid out as like three different instruments in one. So you got your piano right here, and it's kind of a module. So that's the piano. And then this over here is a synth. And to make that Coldplay sound, I've got the piano going, and I've got the synth, the filter, on a control pedal. And you can see the control pedal working there. So when it's rocked back, you can't hardly hear the synth. You hear it a little bit, but you hear mostly piano. So here's the piano. And it's got awesome reverb on it. Here's the synth with the filter on a control pedal. But yeah, I just played that intro, and then I just rolled up the synth as I played. And that was that sound. So, but continuing on where, you know, there's a lot of knobs going on here. The best way to think about the Nord is this is an instrument right here. That's the piano. This is an instrument right here. That's the synth. This is an instrument right here. That's the organ. It's intimidating to look at first, maybe. But when you just kind of break it down and realize, well, this is just a really simple control for a piano. And then this is a really simple control for a synth. It starts to make a whole lot more sense. And it's just awesome to work with because there's not a whole lot of diving through menus like there are with other keyboards. With this one, pretty much all the knobs are on the top. So it's difficult to look at the very first time, but then once you live with it a while, you're like, oh, thank goodness. If I want to grab the volume for the synth, it's right there. If I want to change the filter for the synth, it's right there. If I want to change the EQ for the piano, it's right there. Or change the volume of the piano, or change the volume of the organ. So it's just really great that all the controls are right on top. And then over here on the right, you've got basically like a guitar player's pedal board, and you've got four different effects that you can throw on any one of these instruments. So, and then in the middle here, to top it all off, you've kind of got banks where you save settings and bounce through different sounds. So that's about what you got going on with the Nord. All right, so like every instrument on the Nord, you've at the top left corner of this section, you've got a volume knob, and you've got on-off for that instrument. Just like with the piano, volume knob, on-off, volume knob, on-off for the synth. But with the organ, you've got drawbars, just like you'd be used to seeing on a B3. You've got different organs to choose from. I personally like the B3 the best. You've got chorus, you've got percussion, all the stuff that you'd be used to seeing on a B3, including a Leslie cabinet. And you can control gain for that Leslie cabinet. You can make it go fast or slow. But let me play you a song. Like I always play One Headlight by the Wallflowers as my go-to Leslie organ, B3 organ song. I always say that Nords are made by Swedish mad scientists because they just love real instruments. So this thing is trying to capture the soul and the feel of real keyboard instruments. That's why the B3 sounds so phenomenal, and these pianos are just ridiculous. So listen to, this would be the Royal Grand 3D. This is like the flagship grand piano. not only do you have ridiculous grand pianos, you also have upright pianos that just have so much character. One of my favorites being the grand upright. And I don't even know what I'm going to play on it, but here, just to give you the character. Then I already played you Coldplay, so you know I love that. I think this black upright really does that Coldplay thing. Or here's this song. I could show you guys a little bit of the effects for doing like an electric piano. It's got some great sounding pianos. That's just a Wurlitzer, and it'd be just like a Wurlitzer that you would come out of a real Wurlitzer and plug it into a guitar amp or a PA or something like that. Most people did plug them into guitar amps. So over here you've got the ability to plug it into a Fender Twin style amp. You can turn up some overdrive on it and make it give it a little bite. And then you can also throw a tremolo on it and give it kind of give it that awesome electric piano kind of vibe. Okay, and of course we can also throw a pad on at the exact same time that we're playing the electric piano. Let's say you want to do a pad, a piano, and a electric keyboard. You've also got a second layer with the Nord, so I can throw on a really sick upright piano on top of all of that. So on layer A, I've got my electric Wurlitzer, I've got my pad, and I just throw in a piano on top of all of it. And if you can't find all the sounds you could want in the organ, piano, electric keyboard, all that stuff, or the synth and sampler, well, you could always control another keyboard with this external controller right here. So I've got another Nord sitting over here, and I just grabbed some random preset off of that, and it kind of sounded like Toto. So here. So in these few minutes that you've got a taste of this, it's really just scratched a tiny little scratch in the surface. There are so many sounds that you can get out of this keyboard. It is scary. If you can think it, you can do it. So I love this keyboard. Thanks for checking out this video.